Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having one of the most efficient scoring seasons in NBA history, and he's a frontrunner to win the Most Improved award. In 2022, last season, he averaged 25, 6, and 5 on 45, 30, 81 splits, with a true shooting percentage just under 56%. This season, he's averaging 31, 6, and 5 on 51, 33, 93 splits, with a true shooting percentage just under 62%. Just 11 players in NBA history have ever averaged 31, 6, and 5. Rick Barry, Stephen Curry, who's done it twice, Luka Doncic, James Harden and Michael Jordan, who've done it 3 times, Oscar Robertson, who's done it a whopping 6, Dwyane Wade, Jerry West, and Russell Westbrook all did it once. But what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is doing this season makes that list even shorter. He's one of 5 players in NBA history to average 31, 6, and 5 on a true shooting percentage of 61% or better. Stephen Curry, who's done it twice, James Harden and LeBron James, and Michael Jordan round out that list. And as of this recording, SGA has 15 30 pieces this season. He's on a run of 7 straight 30-point games and is astonishingly having the 14th most efficient 30-point per game season of all time. So just how has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander transcended to one of the best well-rounded offensive scorers and superstars in basketball? Well, to do that, we have to have a good old-fashioned Nerd Sesh. If you guys enjoy basketball analysis and breakdowns like this one, I encourage you to check out our podcast. Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're available wherever you get your audio content. We do 1 to 2 episodes a week, one on current basketball topics and the other on sports history. We have 100K on TikTok. We do sports history videos there and current breakdowns. We have an Instagram where we do graphical content. And of course, if you guys follow us on Twitter, you can stay up to date on all things Nerd Sesh. And if you want to talk ball with us, I encourage you to add us on Discord. I will link everything below in the video. And if you guys also, you can check out nerdsesh.com. That will also be in the link below. SGA's home has always been inside the arc. It's where he's lived all of his career. Over 50% of SGA's shot attempts have come within 10 feet every season of his career. And he's always been a phenomenal pick-and-roll scorer and pull-up jump shooter. Since joining OKC, he's been a top 30 pick-and-roll scorer every season. He's also shot better than 42% every season of his career on pull-up jump shots. It's really easy to see why SGA is built to be a menace and master of the in-between area. He's smooth and shifty with a good handle. He's a long, slithery, creative finisher with a bevy of ways to tuck and protect the ball as he's getting to the rack. And SGA's length allows him to cover a lot of ground in single bounds and allows him to rise and fire pull-up jumpers with ease over smaller guards. SGA has always been a demon inside the arc, but it's the expansion out to the mid-range area that has driven SGA's superstar level leap this season. 77.5% of SGA's shots have come from within 16 feet. That's a 10.4 increase from last season. His efficiency from this range has been insane. He's shooting over 55% from 10 to 14 feet. That's an over 8% increase from last season. And he's shooting nearly 51% from 10 to 16 feet. That's nearly a 7% increase from last season. He's also become one of the best interior scorers in all of basketball. SGA's always been a great finisher around the rack, but this season he's shooting 68% inside 3 feet. It's nearly a 2% increase from last season. And he's shooting over 60% inside the restricted area. That's a over 5% increase from last season. And the biggest reason why he's become one of the best scorers in basketball is by playing more physically and looking to initiate contact to create space in the lane and on the block. SGA is looking to do whatever he needs to do to create space. He will lower his shoulder to bump a defender off his line. He'll throw a couple jabs and elbows to give him just enough space to get off a touch shot inside the paint. And he's always a threat to pump the brakes and bang an easy elbow J if you're anticipating that contact and cheating on defense. But he's initiating contact and getting downhill no matter the matchup. I love his physicality and aggressiveness in any and every situation. He's not afraid of going into bigger defenders, on jumpers or when he's going to the rack. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is fearless and he's fucking strong. I don't even care if he's missing them. He's going up against big, strong, good defensive wings and he's not scared. He's barreling downhill and he doesn't care. This aggressiveness and willingness to seek out contact has made SGA one of the best in the NBA at getting to the charity stripe too. He's drawing fouls nearly 9.5 a game, at a 93% clip, what is 4th best in the NBA. This could be a criticism of his scoring skill set, that he's relying on free throws, but I prefer to think of it as a testament to his aggressiveness this season. And he's also been great because of the floater. He's shooting 52.6% on floaters, a staggering 23% increase from last season. SGA only shot 29% on them last year, and it's such a valuable shot in today's NBA with these rangy, vertical athletes that we have at the 5 spot. They're long, they're so good at blocking shots and any attack on the rim. It allows you to get a shot over them before they can react if you're in that in-between area, and he's really turned to it this season, and he's mastered it. Again, nearly 53% on floaters this season. His mid-range game is beautiful. Again, he's one of 5 players to average 31, 6, and 5 on 61% true shooting. Curry twice, Harden, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan. But SGA should be producing at a pretty high rate. He's number 1 in drives per game. He has a usage rate of over 32%, ranking 5th in the NBA. And herein lies where I think SGA can really improve even more, and that's as a playmaker. He has the ball in his hands so much during the game. If he can really improve in specific situations, just knowing when to pick his spots and to move the ball, and improving his general feel for the game. He's a good playmaker. He already collapsed defenses. He commands attention and respect to the lane because of his dominance as a scorer in the mid-range, and he knows when to kick out of double teams. But he's in the 5th percentile of assist to usage ratio per cleaning the glass, and he's 29th in potential assists created per game, despite being number 5 in usage rate. And I also think this is very nitpicky. He can protect the ball and limit turnovers a little more. This goes hand in hand with picking his spots and knowing when to drive, knowing when to defer and relocate off ball. But I can't fault SGA for constantly looking to get downhill, constantly attacking as a scorer, and always looking for his buckets first. This team doesn't even have another 15-point per game scorer. And if you look at their lineups and how they are efficiency-wise, of 46 qualified lineups, the Thunder's most turned to lineup ranks 6th worst of that group in true shooting percentage, minimum 70 minutes played. You expand that to their 2nd most played lineup, minimum 65 minutes per game, that's 51 qualified lineups, that group ranks 8th worst in true shooting percentage. And you can look at the on-off splits as well. This team plays like a 43-win team with Shai on the court and like a 22-win team without Shai on the court. They have an offensive rating of 115 with Shai on the court. That would rank 5th best in the NBA, and an offensive rating of 104 without Shai on the court. That would be equivalent to worst in the NBA. That's kind of the point in all this, and why what SGA is doing this season is even more remarkable. The fact that there's not a whole lot to work with here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the only competent scorer in this offensive basketball abyss. And in that is the beauty of what he's doing here. It's in basketball situations like this where we see superstars blossom, where guys have the freedom to mess up. He's going to take some bad shots. He's going to make some bad passes. He's going to drive into some crowded lanes that he should kick out of. But most importantly, he's going to get even better. His feel for the game and playmaking are going to continue to develop, and hopefully for SGA's sake, the surrounding talent in Oklahoma City develops as well. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been the Oklahoma City Thunder's unquestioned leader for some time now. But this season, we are watching him blossom into one of the game's most efficient offensive superstars in one of the worst offensive basketball situations. Once again, if you guys have made it to the end of the video, I thank you so much for watching. Nerd Sesh is nothing without the fans. Again, if you enjoy basketball content like this, analysis breakdowns, I encourage you guys to check us out on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you get your audio content and podcasts from, and to check out some of our social medias. We break down and do content on every one of them: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Discord, our website. You guys can check it all out at the link in our bio. Again, I appreciate you guys watching and listening for so much. This is Logan of Nerd Sesh signing off, and I hope to see you guys soon.